There comes a moment when others are now wishing they would have treated you better. And they don't say it with apologies, not even with an explanation, just a look. Sometimes not even spoken. But where it's clear, they finally see what they were standing in front of all along. They remember how accessible you were, how fair you were, how much grace you offered without being asked for. And now, from a distance, they can't be crossed the same way. And now, from a distance, that can't be crossed the same way. The truth lands. Access was not permanent, and kindness was not weakness. And this isn't about revenge, it's about timing. Understanding often arrives after opportunity has passed. So let them wish. You don't lose anything. You outgrew the version of yourself that stayed where you weren't handled with care. There is a peculiar phenomenon that shows up after a relationship, an institution, or a season ends. It's the moment when people suddenly revise the past. And it's not because you changed, but because you're no longer available in the same way. When you were present, you were easy to misjudge. You absorbed the friction, you made allowance for immaturity, you carried more than was visible. And because you didn't demand immediate repayment for that, people unconsciously discounted your value. This is not malice most of the time. It's blindness that is produced by those that are closest to you. See, human beings are remarkably bad at estimating worth when access is guaranteed. Only when access is withdrawn does valuation begin. Now, here's the uncomfortable part. This reversal doesn't happen because they became wiser overnight. It happens because reality corrected them. Loss teaches lessons that advice cannot. Absence clarifies what presence concealed. And this is where many people go wrong. They think the other person's regret means they should return. Uh-uh. They interpret longing as repentance. That's what you must be careful of. But regret is not the same thing as transformation. Wishing you had acted better is a passive emotion. Becoming capable of acting better is an entirely different matter. You didn't leave to be missed. You left because staying required you to diminish yourself. And here's a deeper truth. When someone wishes they had treated you better, what they are often mourning is not you, is the version of themselves they could have been had they risen to meet you properly. Your departure confronts them with that failure, and that's why it stings. So don't rush to soothe their discomfort. Let the lesson complete its work. Your responsibility is not to go backward to relieve someone else's late awareness. Your responsibility is to move forward, carrying the knowledge that you are not obligated to remain in places where your seriousness, your care, and discernment are treated casually. See, people learn when they must. And sometimes the most ethical thing you can do is allow that learning to cost them something. And that's not cruelty. That's reality doing its job. And regret is an emotion. It's reactive. It arises when an outcome turns out worse than expected. Something is lost, comfort disappears, or reality no longer cooperates, and the nervous system responds with, I wish I had done that differently. That can happen without a single value actually changing. Transformation is different. Transformation is costly. It requires a restructuring of behavior, not just a feeling about the past. It means someone voluntarily confronts the pattern that led to the loss, takes responsibility for it, and then acts differently even when no reward is guaranteed. And regret looks backwards. Transformation reorganizes the future. This is why regret is common and transformation is rare. Many people regret losing access to something good. Very few become capable of sustaining that goodness if it were offered again. They miss the benefit. not the discipline required to keep it. And here's the part people resist hearing. Regret often wants relief, not repair. It wants the discomfort to stop. Reconciliation can become a way to silence guilt rather than evidence of growth. Transformation, on the other hand, does not ask for immediate forgiveness. It doesn't rush restoration. It accepts distance. If distance is the cost of integrity, it shows up consistently, quietly, and over time without demanding to be believed. So when someone says or signals, I wish I had treated you better, the real question is not do they feel bad? The real question is who are they becoming now that they no longer benefit from who you were? Your discernment isn't harsh, but it is accurate. And accuracy is an act of respect to yourself and to truth. See, regret speaks to loss. Transformation speaks to character. One aches for what is gone, the other rebuilds how a person lives. Confusing the two leads people back into patterns that already proved costly. Discernment is simply noticing which one is present and responding accordingly. First, regret is emotional and it is temporary. It can appear without any change in conduct. Second, transformation shows itself through repeated action when there is no leverage, no access, and no guarantee of reward. Third, longing is not repentance. Missing the benefit does not equal becoming trustworthy. And fourth, distance is sometimes the only honest classroom left. And finally, you are not required to return to prove someone else's growth. Let reality finish its work. You don't need to argue, explain, or reopen doors to validate what has already been revealed. Move forward with the quiet confidence that comes from accurate judgment. When growth is real, it doesn't chase forgiveness. It lives differently, and that difference over time tells the truth on its own. Thank you for visiting my channel. May your soul continue to be blessed. Stay covered, stay conscious, and stay undefeated. And I'll see you on the next one, guys. Bye-bye.